Techtonica is a game primarily about automating a factory, and thanks to the devs sponsoring this video for Steamfest, I thought we'd cover some starting tips for those of you who have just downloaded the free Techtonica demo, which is now available on Steam. The link to which, should you wish to download it, is in the description below. So, here's some top tips for starting out in Techtonica. Techtonica is set under the ground of the planet Calyx and is naturally very dark. What you can do to brighten the atmosphere is stack lights in a single area and it will improve the general visibility. Alternatively, you can hide the light in the ceilings by digging a little space out to keep the ground free of lights whilst keeping it lit up. There! Not so dark after all. When it comes to automation and building conveyors, you can press Q to undo the last section that was placed without closing your build tool. Now using T, you can open the tech tree. You can unlock an equipable item such as the mole, build it and then deactivate it in the tech tree to use those cores on different techs, allowing you to use tools whilst dedicating cores to new factory buildables. And whilst we're at it, automation is king. The sooner you set up basic factory lines, the more it will help you later on. At the very least, smelt and store copper ingots and iron ingots. You can also input these into the first computer whilst you go out exploring. Just make sure that you have an inserter taking them off the line to a container as well, so the factory doesn't seize up once it's full. The sooner you get used to the toolbar, the better. And by going to tab, we can change these by pressing the little X to remove them. And you can also click to drag them across. And you can grab items that are from your inventory and bring that down to the toolbar as well. Alternatively, you can use the number keys here using 9, 0. You'll also notice that you have 2 hotbars available, and later on you'll actually have up to 2 more as it currently stands. You can swap the primary toolbar by pressing Ctrl and then clicking 1 to 4 based on the bars you have available. Alternatively, you can just use F1, F2, F3 and F4 for the items in the top line. Here's one for you. While exploring, you can continuously jump up the sides of walls with an incline to save you from having to build stairs to explore if you don't have any on you. But this might get patched later. Sorry! Speaking of exploring though, you should collect as many Kindle Vine as possible, as these are going to be important for your early game fuel setup. And whilst you are exploring, scan everything to unlock buildables in the tech tree. You can also scan flora, which in doing so will unlock databank entries. Since early alpha, the planting system has changed. Now you will have to use planters to produce Kindle Vines from Kindle Vine seeds, and these will then move along to a thresher to become seeds and stems. The seeds can be sent back to the planters, and the stems then need to be sent to another thresher to be split into plant matter and the Kindle Vine extract. This will become the basis of your early factory fuel. These will then go on to become bio bricks, which you'll need later on in the game en masse. Have you noticed that a lot of your game screen is taken up by the tutorials on the top left? When I'm not focusing on a tutorial, I like to close it and clear up the screen space. To do this, all you need to do is press J. Doing so will open up a little menu and you can deselect the objectives which are highlighted in yellow. Those are the ones that are showing on your screen. Some items can't be broken with the mole. However, you can break most of these items with the pick, such as the moss that's hanging down, the plants, and also the big rocks or boulders. Sometimes it's just good to break up the larger rocks because they can be covering entrances, buildables, or other items that you're able to scan, especially in the lake area. Within factories, you do not need to open the buildables in order to know what's going on. You do not need to press E to inspect. All you need to do is hover your mouse over that build, and then in the bottom left you'll see a basic display of what's going on. When it comes to the tutorials of this game, it's pretty good at helping you get to grips with the general experience. Just make sure to pay attention to the tips that are in the bottom section. You can left click a stack to move a whole stack of items. You can right click to just grab half, and then you can also right click again to deposit a single item back into the slots of the inventory or your buildable that you have selected. The other thing that you can do is if you hold Control while you're clicking, you can move all of that single type into the opposite container in one click. Now, I do have one bonus tip for you which will help if you're putting a lot of effort into this game. But before I talk about it, if you are enjoying this video, please do drop a thumbs up. Remember, you can check this demo out over on Steam. The link is in the details below. The description below. And obviously, if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. So the bonus tip is you can have an unlimited size inventory in this game. This is actually not very good for you if you're building things in your inventory. When you open it up and you have all of your items there, it does lag the game. So it's better to always store items in containers where possible, rather than having loads of items on you. But that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to all of our amazing supporters. Most notably our Solar Eclipse patrons, Cerebral Tag, James Irwin and Firefless, as well as our Lunas, The Calamity, Dixie Chris and Ben, and our Blood Moon of the day, which today is Papa Snoozy. Until next time, as always, ciao for now.